Let me ask you something. Are you winning the talent war or are you just surviving it? In today's competitive market, the accounting firms that succeed aren't the ones who find the talent, they're the ones who attract the talent. But here's the truth: attracting top tier talent requires more than just posting a job and hoping for the best. So if you want to have the best people working for you, you need to stand out. That's exactly what we're going to tackle today. This is the Accounting Talent Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Brown, and welcome to the third and final part of a three-part mini-series on strategic hiring, where we'll reveal how to beat the competition and build a team that scales for your firm for the future. And so far, we've covered in part one when to hire. That was about recognizing those critical moments, and we discovered who to hire, from rethinking roles after a vacancy to acquiring specialized talent. But let's be honest, knowing when and who to hire is just part of the battle, isn't it? The real challenge is how to actually find and attract the top talent. And with competition for skilled accountants being higher than ever, simply posting a job ad, waiting for the right candidate, that doesn't cut it anymore. I see so many firms that think they've got a great brand. Now, they might have a good corporate brand, which could attract talent and new work, but they don't have a good employer brand. And they're misguided in thinking that potential candidates are going to see their website, which essentially is their shop window, and say, hey, I want to work for you. But that's not how it works. So today we're breaking down the strategies that will help you win faster, win better, be more competitive in the talent game. Specifically, how to craft compelling job descriptions, tap into your network, ensure that you're bringing in the right people who can help scale your firm or consolidate it for long-term success. So if you're ready to transform your hiring process, or at least get validation that you're doing all the right things, this episode is for you. So let's get into best candidates. As you well know now, are not looking for a paycheck. They want to feel inspired. They want to feel challenged. They want to feel aligned with your firm's mission. They want to be part of a story that they can buy into. They want to see people like them on your payroll. These employees, it's not just your hiring of staff, it's your strategy for future leaders, succession, partners, decision makers. You're thinking of all of these things, not just filling a role. So how do you ensure they come knocking on your door instead of the door of your competitors? Because they are out there. So let's break it down. A few points here to take note of. And these are all in the show notes. And you can pick these up on our YouTube channel, Accounting Talent. You can pick it up on the show notes of any of the podcast platforms. So number one, crafting compelling job descriptions. You might think this is just a case of what's essential, what's desirable, what the role is, title of the role, but too many job descriptions, they read like checklists or laundry lists of qualifications, certifications, experience. They all look and sound the same. They're impersonal, they're uninspiring, they're focused purely on accreditation, qualifications. And if you're guilty of this, you're just throwing yourself in the same box as everyone else. You look, sound, feel the same as everyone else. You're saying we want the same kind of people with just a cookie cutter approach. You've got to change this, because top talent isn't hunting for a job. They're hunting for a mission, a cause, a crusade, a forever firm. They're hunting for a family. They're hunting for a fit. They're hunting for a rewarding, interesting work. They want a story they can buy into. They want a chance to be a part of something. They're not just looking for a job. They're looking for a career move. So if you want the best person, you've got to make a role that's not just appealing, but aspirational. A job description isn't about attracting candidates. It's your first chance to sell your firm to top talent. You've got to stand out. What evidence is there that your firm is a great place to work? You can't just stick it on a job ad. Our firm is a great place to work. You can't even just stick it on your website. Our firm is a great place to work. We value our staff. You've got to do more than that, because everyone's doing that. It's a zero-sum game. So the action point is, instead of listing requirements of the role, focus on outcomes, on opportunities, on story, on mission. Frame the job as a chance to make an impact or do some meaningful work. Yeah, I understand a lot of accounting is a grind. It's billable hours. It can be a little bit mundane, some of the work. All full disclosure, I'm a former high school math teacher. I'm a part qualified accountant, but I've been in this game for 20 years, and I talk to a lot of accountants. So I understand that it can be really hard work. We don't sell accounting enough. There's a lot of interesting, exciting aspects of it, but we can sell it better, every single one of us. So framing the job as a chance to create an impact. This is not me just pulling some stuff out of a corporate brochure or an ad campaign. Don't just list qualifications, list what the candidate might achieve with that role, or what they might be able to contribute to. For example, instead of seeking senior accountant, you might try something like, we're looking for a senior accountant to help lead our new client advisory team and drive forward some innovative solutions for growth. We're looking for an experienced accountant with a desire to do more advisory work and who is keen to embrace some of the emerging technologies. I'm making this up as we go along, but you get the idea. You're selling the sizzle with the steak. You've heard that expression before. Instead of looking for senior accountant, we're searching for a senior accountant to lead a game-changing new client advisory team that will help shape the future of your firm. You can see what I'm trying to do here. You can be a little bit more imaginative, but sell it a little bit more. If you frame it as an exciting challenge, you're not just offering a job or role. You're not just filling a gap. You're offering an opportunity. You're offering a chance to buy into something interesting, something meaningful. This is particularly what the younger generation is looking for. You want them to think, hey, this is where I can make my mark. This is something I can get involved with. This is something that might give me some meaning beyond just a paycheck and filling a job. Quick stat alert, a report by Indeed found that job destructions, we might leave that in as a blooper. A report by Indeed found that job descriptions that focus on growth opportunities and impact have a 36% higher application rate than those that only list qualifications. So start taking a look at some of the job ads. Look at some of the companies, tech companies, firms like Google. They don't just say we need engineers or programmers. They say we need problem solvers to change the world. Now, it all sounds grand, but that crusade, that cause, that being a force for good, making a difference, adding value to your community, all of this stuff resonates with people. So that's the mindset you need to have when you're creating your job listings. Firms like PwC, they don't simply advertise roles. They go beyond that. They market career experiences. They emphasize professional development, leadership opportunities. They talk about their firm's commitment to innovation. They know that candidates are not just looking for work. They're looking for growth. They're looking for meaning. They're looking for purpose. And they speak directly into that desire in their job listings. And that's why for many years, the Big Four have taken on the cream of the talent. I know they can pay more. I get that. But they're savvy about the way they set up their job descriptions. Number two, so we've gone beyond creating the right job description, leveraging your professional network. So think here of the best hires your firm has ever made. Brian Tracy said once, motivational productivity guy, personal development guy, he said 99% of jobs are never advertised. They're not in the papers. The chances are, if you think about the best hires your firm has made, a lot of them probably didn't come from job boards. They didn't come from ads in the paper. Not that we do that anymore. They probably came from personal referrals and introductions. And that's because people who are well networked within their industries, their niches, their towns, their communities, they tend to know where the best talent is hiding. They know people. And some of the best hires actually are not in the active job market. They're in the passive job market. They're not looking. They're already excelling and enjoying what they're doing somewhere else. So how do you reach them? Well, this is where you tap into your network. According to LinkedIn, 85% of jobs are filled through networking. And with that idea that most jobs are never advertised, the connections you build both inside and outside your accounting world, they're crucial to attracting high caliber talent. So get visible. Tap into your network, attend industry events, join professional groups. Don't be afraid to ask your existing team for referrals. Some firms give an incentive for referrals. That's okay. People love to recommend candidates they believe in. And if you're not asking for referrals, introductions, potential hires, you might be leaving talent on the table. So get to these industry events, these networking mixers, these conferences, and be proactive in seeking out talent. Don't be afraid to ask your team for any ins and people they know and who they're getting around. Research shows that referred employees are more likely to stay, they're more likely to stay longer, and they're more likely to perform better than those that are found through traditional channels. So don't be afraid to ask your team for referrals and introductions, because research shows that people that come to you through referral get hired that way. They're more likely to stay, they're more likely to stay longer, and they're more likely to perform better than people that come to you through traditional channels. And don't stop there. Get friendly with specialized recruiters. I'm fine with using recruiters, but even just networking with these people, they've got the finger on the pulse of the industry. You may or may not hire them, but they'll have some great intel on the recruitment side of things to keep you informed. Ahead of a CPA firm in Chicago, a referral from a senior partner led to the hiring of a specialist in international tax law. And this was not an established area in the firm, but it was a niche that the firm was looking to break into. And this didn't come from job boards or recruiters, but from leveraging relationships that had been built up over the years. I heard another firm in London where a referral from a former employee led to a hiring of a skilled tax advisor who was instrumental in the firm's expansion into international tax services. So the key to looking at your network as a source of talent is keeping relationships strong and keeping your profile high. Good opportunity to shout out to the Accounting Influencers podcast, where we teach you all about how to do that, how to be more influential, more authoritative, more high profile, more of a thought leader, more of an obvious expert, building your personal brand and reputation in your firm, outside your firm, in the business community. It should be everyone's job. Like it's everyone's job, in my view, to win business for the firm or to open a door or create an opportunity, make an introduction. I think it should be everyone's job to build a talent pipeline. To keep people in mind for certain roles. They might not be ready to move today, but they could be a perfect fit for future roles. Keep these relationships nurtured, keep them close. Then you're not scrambling when vacancies arrive. Final point here, optimize your interview process. This is where so many firms go wrong. Interviews are not just checking off a list of technical skills. It's assessing potential, personality, cultural fit. We spoke about this last time on the who to hire. Top candidates won't stick around if your interview process is laborious, if it's paper-based, if it's an interrogation. They want a dialogue. They want a conversation. They want a chance to see if your firm is a place where they can thrive and grow and have a say, have a voice. And if you've got the attention of top talent, the next challenge you've got is always ensuring that your interview process doesn't push them away. You've already got them into the door, but unfortunately, some firms lose strong candidates during the interview process because they focus too heavily on qualifications or other, shall we say, incidentals, and they don't assess the whole person for the fit. So, action point, make your interview process an opportunity for candidates to showcase their soft skills, communication, problem solving, adaptability, agility. These qualities are crucial in a hire for long-term success, particularly in client-facing roles or leadership roles. And I mentioned personality. There are so many psychometric tests out there and profiling. So beyond the technical knowledge, maybe dip into some of these to get a read on the strengths and traits of different candidates and structure your interviews to around real-world scenarios. For instance, instead of just asking about experience with tax filings or a particular piece of legislation, ask how they've handled a challenging client situation or navigated an evolving regulatory environment. You get the same answers, but you're asking it in a different way. Quick stat alert from a study by LinkedIn, 89% of failed hires result from a lack of cultural fit, not a lack of technical fit. So while it's tempting to focus on those essential qualities, even those desirable qualities and the technical side of it, technical just gets you in the game. It's beyond technical that gets you the medal, gets you the hire. So gauge how candidates will fit into culture and team dynamic. I said this on the last episode. I'll reframe it a little bit today. Involve multiple stakeholders in the interview process, in the assessment process. Let candidates meet with some of their future colleagues. Give them a better sense of the work environment. Let them talk to people that already feel that your firm is a great place to work. Let them assess how they will fit into your firm's culture. And in turn, your team will assess how this candidate will fit into the firm's culture. So there it is. That brings us to the end of our strategic hiring 3-part mini-series. There's so much more to come in the Accounting Talent podcast, but let's just wrap this up here. Hiring's never a one and done process. It's an ongoing strategy. And on this show, we keep bringing you the insights, the real world best practice to help you navigate the talent landscape. For instance, next time I want to hit my personal crusade of amplifying your employer brand to accelerate recruitment efforts. I do want to focus on your role specifically. How could you build your personal brand in the community so that people come to you and ask what's going on, what's happening in firms, where the opportunities are? So that's definitely an episode I want to hit. And before I leave you, I want to personally invite you to join our Accounting Talent LinkedIn community. We've got a LinkedIn company page. If you're serious about building a smarter, more efficient firm, this is a great community to be in. We're building it. We've got about 600 people in it now. It's not just a page. We're trying to turn it into a playground for talent leaders, HR professionals, partners who are all focused on the same goal, which is creating a thriving talent pipeline. And in so doing, being competitive in the talent market, learning from others that are navigating the same issues as you, whether it's recruiting talent, building teams, doing succession, retaining the best people. We're talking about it all. And I've got a lot more insight strategies. My co-host, Jeff Phillips from Accounting Fly, joins me on a few episodes, and he's got some great insights and real-world success stories that you won't find anywhere else. We want to gather all the people that are focused on this goal of building accounting firms of the future with the best talent available. So head to LinkedIn and follow Accounting Today. The link is in the show notes. Trust me, this is a community you want to be a part of if you're committed to building the accounting firm of the future. So thanks for joining me on the Accounting Talent Podcast for this mini-series on strategic hiring. I hope you walked away with a few fresh ideas, new perspectives, practical strategies that are going to help you. If this is all commonplace to you, then at the very least I've confirmed some of the things that you're already doing. So it's an affirmation of your already amazing status in the recruitment world. And if you found today's episode valuable, subscribe, leave a review, share this podcast with your colleagues. We'd love to get a few more listeners to add to the thousands that we've got. Let's continue building stronger accounting firms together. I'm Rob Brown. I'll see you next time.